One of the things I love about playing games, any form of game, whether the game of this, chess, name it, football, basketball, long tennis, just name it. There's always a winner and there's always a loser. One may wonder what makes the winner a winner. What's the difference between the people who always win the game and those who do not win the game? Obviously, there's some sort of either skills or information that one has over the other. So usually we will say that the winners are more skillful, right? And what makes you skillful is definitely you having access to certain information and being smart with that information. Are you wondering, what am I on about? Don't worry. At the end of this video, you will understand me perfectly well. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Goodness Usman. I am the queen of Landlord Maker. And hey, briefly, let's talk about the game of real estate. You see, this particular game, I have been on it for a while now, though I've not been serious like I am now, but for a very long time, I have wanted to master this game. I'm yet there, but I am no longer where I used to be, meaning I've been learning the ropes from the masters, I've been making mistakes, etc., etc. So I really cannot wait to become a pro at what? At shooting these balls. Now back to the game of real estate. Just like playing this particular game, there are rules to every game, right? Same is the game of real estate. And what I want to very quickly talk to you that is an investor in the Nigerian real estate market is how you can play this game better than others. And I want you to start with owning hectares of land. You know, when it comes to buying a property in growing places or fast growing areas, I mean, for instance, let's look at where we have Gwagwalada, where we have City View, right? Places like Kashi, where we have Queen's Park, places like Monia in Ibadan, right? Where we have Oluyole Resort, or Omiadio, where we have Pans County, or the farmland, or you look at places like Ekpe, Ketu Ekpe, where we have Lakeview, etc., etc. It is always good that you, as a real estate investor, buy in bulk. Yes, I'll say that again. It is always very good when you master that part of this game of buying early and then buying in bulk. So the first thing you have obviously smartly mastered is buying early. It means that you look like places like City View and say that, oh, Gwagwalada, things are already popping up in Gwagwalada and they will continuously grow, right? And then you buy into it right now that it looks like, you know, it's still very affordable. And then you take the second step, or maybe you go to Oluyole now. Oluyole Resort is in Monia. It's still a virgin land. I mean, you guys can see it, right? It's not almost like nothing is happening there yet. It's just still a dream. But you buy into it at pre-launch. Now, the other step to this game is you now buying in hectares. I mean, 15 million naira is going to get you 1 acre in Oluyole Resort, right? In Monia in Ibadan. Or 23.5 million naira is going to get you 1 acre inside City View in Gwagwalada in Abuja, right? This is the prices for pre-launch, and this is just the price now. Imagine how much these lands are going to be selling in the next 2 to 5 years. I mean, if you look at the Bejuleki Forum, maybe you want to buy Pig Palm, right? Pig Palm is selling at 20 million naira per plot. 120 million naira is going to get you 1 acre. Or you can buy hectares. There's hectares for sale as well in this estate. The one also in Gwagwalada. The advantage of you buying multiple plots is quite a lot. Now, let me break it down. It gives you the opportunity to go into something we call JV, which is joint venture. You don't even have to have the money. You can go look for somebody else who has the bulk money and somebody else who has the key skill sets to build on these properties and then to build on this land, and then you get to make profit from it. So depending on your agreement with this person, maybe they build XYZ amount of houses, give you XYZ unit out of it, or when they sell it, you have the liberty to sell it. It depends on what the agreement is being drawn. But at that point, you have a hedge because you have the land and then you have a bulk. When you own one plot, it's okay, of course, if it's a place you want to build. But when you're looking at investment, it is a very good opportunity for you. You have a better standing point because you have it in multiple plots. So you can decide to do anything you want with this land. In fact, you can decide to share it among kids, share it among people, gift it out. Having land in multiple plots has so much advantages. I have seen families who turn their life around furthermore just because they were able to, just because they bought acres of land. They had acres of land, hectares of land somewhere else, somewhere. And then when the thing matured, they were able to sell them off and of course, use it for something bigger. It is also a perfect retirement plan as well. Yes, you heard that right. It is a perfect retirement plan. Do you know that this is also another way to have an educational fund trust for your kids? Even for your grandkids, because you have bought this land at cheaper price. So in 5 years' time, in 1 decade to come, you will have access to this land. They would have appreciated way more, and then you can be able to use it for what you want to use it for. Again, educational trust fund. And one of the things I love about real estate, I always say this, is how beautiful the process is. Now, what do I mean by process? Some of us had the opportunity of benefiting from lands that were owned by our great-grandparents. Sorry, I never knew my great-grandparents. I didn't even know some of my grandmas, right? But, and you are watching me, right? You agree, right? I'm sure you're smiling. You know that, yeah, grandma that, grandpa that. Some people are still receiving funds, income, regular income from the proceeds of some property that their parents, their grandparents, great-grandparents had invested in way back then. So one of the ways you can be on top of your game in real estate investment is to now look furthermore into buying in acres or hectares in these places that are still growing. We know, of course, if you want to buy in Naija now, to buy 1 acre in Naija right now, 100 million times 6, right, 600 million. I mean, not everyone. But of course, if you can, it's still a good deal. It's still a good one, rather. Anywhere you can. I'm not limiting you to these growing houses. I'm just saying they come cheaper. But if you still can afford to buy 1 acre in Shangotedo, 1 acre in Naija, why not? If not, it is definitely up to you. But I'm just opening your eyes to the immense benefit that is in you doing what? Buying in acres or hectares. Like Anyways, you understand what I mean, right? And it is important that you carefully and strategically play this game of real estate investing to your own advantage. Now, the very first step right now is to call me, right? Call me. Let's have a conversation about which particular area, because not every area is going to give you prospect, right? And then let's know what the plan is. What do you want to use it for? Do you intend to keep it on basically, again, let me just note, this is just on a long term. It's not on a short term, because I've had a conversation recently. I'm like, nah, real estate game. The winners of real estate games are people who, first of all, have the attribute of which is patience. You have to be patient. And you must be ready to go on a long haul. You can't effectively win the game of real estate in terms of earning so much, building wealth with it, if you don't go on a long term. The short term is just where it is, short term. But this conversation is for you who you're really, really interested in the long term. Now is the time you need to start dialing my number. The 2 numbers are available on WhatsApp and you can reach me directly. They say that a word is enough for the wise, and you are a wise person. So I'm waiting for your call. Let's get you started. Let's get you into owning acres or hectares now. And in years to come, you would what? You would appreciate for embarking on this journey. And if you have some before now, add to it. Like I always say, real estate investment is also a journey. It's not a one-stop thing. It's not one thing. It's not this process of, oh, I shop now, I'm done. It is a journey. And that's why you keep investing as much as you can. As much as that is why you keep investing as much as you can. So, like I said earlier, I'll be waiting for your call. Don't forget that my name is Goodness Usman, and I am the Queen of Land Omega. Please ensure that wherever you're watching me from, you remain safe and awesome just the way you are. So I say to you, oh,